Hello and welcome back to Canada Top to Bottom. Today we're talking immigration consultants and immigration lawyers and whether or not it's worth using one for your immigration application. In short, it's not mandatory to use any kind of representation. You are absolutely welcome to complete your application yourself, but we use one for our application for permanent residence, and today we're going to talk through the benefits of paying someone else to handle your case.
Similar to legal representation, where you are not obliged to pay a lawyer to take on your case, but you have a higher chance of success and a lower chance of rejection if it is dealt with by a professional who has the relevant knowledge and experience. Or another example, choosing to use the services of a midwife or a doula when preparing to give birth. Yes, you can of course do it alone, but the advice, support and expert knowledge is worth its weight in gold for many people. Above all, immigrating to another country may well be one of the biggest, if not the biggest decision you'll ever have to make. You want to do it right, and let's be honest, with or without paying a consultant, it's still going to cost you an awful lot of money.
Whether you're looking to immigrate permanently or just come to Canada on a temporary basis for either work or study, there is a great deal of paperwork involved, and it goes without saying that it needs to be done correctly. Immigration applications are, understandably, complicated and rigorous, presumably because the government would like only serious and motivated applicants to apply who are going to contribute to both the community and the economy, and making the process difficult is a way of deterring those who would not be suitable. The smallest of errors can result in an application being rejected, or in a worst case scenario, a 5-year ban from Canada if you are found to have misrepresented yourself.
Let's start with talking about exactly what an immigration consultant is. Officially known as an RCIC, or Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant, this is an authorised individual who has been through extensive training and certification to be able to represent clients for their immigration applications. There are, unfortunately, plenty of bogus immigration consultants out there who will happily take on your case, but who do not have the knowledge, expertise, or indeed the legal right to take on your case. Regulated, bona fide immigration consultants are accredited and registered with the regulatory body, RCIC, and are easily found and identified through the Find an Immigration Consultant tool on the RCIC's website, which we will link in the description box below.
The process of immigrating, studying or working in Canada starts with deciding which program is most suitable for you. With more than 80 immigration pathways available, there is definitely not a one-size-fits-all program. From skilled workers to those in in-demand occupations, to entrepreneurs, tradespeople, care workers, business investors, self-employed workers, nominations by a province and family sponsorship, there are a lot more options than people are aware of, and navigating which one would be right for you can be a minefield. This is where an RCIC comes in. They have extensive knowledge of all the programs and their eligibility requirements, and can save you hours and hours of research and internet searching by advising you on the most suitable program for your situation and interests.
The main role of an RCIC is to simplify the process for you and take away a huge amount of stress. They don't simply do your application for you, they represent you throughout the entire application process, completing all the boring paperwork and dealing with all the correspondence, then relaying it to you in simple terms with a full explanation and support along the way. They want you to understand the process you are undertaking, educating you, and not just providing you with general immigration advice, but providing you with information that is specifically tailored to your personal situation and needs.
Another thing to bear in mind is that RCICs not only have in-depth training, that they also have to adhere to a very strict code of professional conduct, which means that they have to treat each case with the utmost care and attention. This is not to say that every RCIC is professional and good at their job. Of course, in every profession there are workers who do a poor job, but RCICs are held accountable, are audited annually, and are severely reprimanded by the governing body if they do anything wrong. I personally appreciate a system which holds their employees accountable for careless errors, as it ensures a much higher standard of service and quality. All new practitioners also need to provide a comprehensive police report for any country they've lived in for more than 6 months, similar to the strict standards for Canadian immigration.
When starting down a long process like immigration to a new country, you would be forgiven for becoming impatient. After all, once you have made the decision to move and initiated the application, many people just want to get started on their new life. Timelines can be frustrating, especially when they don't go to plan and you can't get hold of anyone to give you some information. Now, although RCICs don't have any special connections to the immigration department, they do have years of experience of handling hundreds of cases and will be able to provide you with realistic timelines and when to expect certain things to happen and in which order.
As your legal representative, they will be able to correspond with government agencies on your behalf, saving you literally hours and hours of wasted, frustrating time. Your consultant will be available on the end of the phone or an email to answer your questions and help simplify complications. Realistically managing your expectations is a valuable skill and will pay off during the process.
All RCICs, whether seasoned professionals or just starting out, have to complete a set number of annual CPD or continued professional development hours, including training sessions and upskilling, which means they are always up to date on the latest news, trends and programs. They are not given the opportunity to get complacent and stuck in their ways.
Finally, as we mentioned earlier, although hiring an RCIC does not guarantee that your application will be successful, it certainly gives you the best possible chance of success by putting your application in the hands of an experienced professional who's done it all before. A lot of the forms, questions and documents can be easily misinterpreted, and having someone on hand who knows their stuff can be absolutely invaluable and can take a huge amount of the stress out of the process.
If you discover that you are not in fact eligible for the program you had hoped, or are lacking in the points you need, your immigration consultant will be able to provide you with alternative options and ways to improve your points, often giving you advice and ideas that you never would have thought of and weren't even aware existed.
The bottom line is that hiring an immigration consultant is not a cheap option, but for the peace of mind that your application is the highest quality it could possibly be, everything has been filled in correctly, every box ticked, every deadline met, and a top-notch application submitted, in our opinion, it's worth every penny.
You can, of course, do it yourself and save the money, and many people do this successfully. But if this results in a rejected application, extra delays, or even worse, a ban from Canada on account of misrepresentation, you may look back and wish you just spent that extra money.
Ultimately, it's up to you and your personal situation, so let us know if you've considered it, or done it, or chosen not to. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.